guys, Anthony Ace Michael is back from BestSportsPicksToday.com. Make sure you go check it out. Top Sports Handicapper is giving Super Bowl picks coming Sunday. I will be giving my picks here today, and the NBA is going to be flourishing here. Right after the All-Star break is when we really start kicking into the NBA. I won't be coming on every day, but I'll try to do a couple weekly picks that I really like looking ahead. I like to look at trends. I like to look at back-to-back games especially, and I like to look at the 3 games in 4 nights. The 4 games in 5 nights was my bread and butter. The NBA had stopped that several years ago due to Vegas making too much money, going against the big favorites on their, 4 games in 5 nights. It was just a big money maker. They stopped that, but the 3 games in 4 nights is a pretty good thing to look at, especially with a few teams in the NBA, and we'll go over that next week. But let's get into the Super Bowl. What everybody's looking for here. They're looking for picks. Everybody's gambling on this game. This is the most bet game in, I don't know if it's in the world. It probably is, but I know definitely in the United States. So much money coming in. NFL, season very well. Going through, starting at week 4 like we did. I always skip the first 3 weeks, and then I started slowing down towards the end of the season. It's a little bit harder to pick, but from weeks 4 to 10, the record was astounding. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 3 in those weeks. And that's kind of what I said at the beginning, is try to focus on after week 4 and then kind of slow down a little bit. Not a big playoff guy. Matchups are a little bit harder, obviously. Coaching's a little bit different. So I didn't really give too many playoff picks, but actually did pretty well. But I didn't want to give those. I wasn't 100% confident in those plays. But I do like this Super Bowl game a lot. It's something that I'm probably going to risk 25% of my winnings this season on. It's going to be a big bet for me. I just like it. There's one team that I like a lot more than the other. We got the 49ers and the Chiefs in Las Vegas. We know Andy Reid, when he gets there, we know what happens. Patrick Mahomes is proven. Purdy's not. Shanahan's not. Man, there's just so many things pointing in the direction of the Chiefs. There's what I was bringing up earlier in a chat I was in is, how Tua played against the Chiefs defense, and he's a high scorer, good passer, good runner, didn't do nothing. I think this Chiefs defense is very, very, very underrated, and that's what brought them into the Super Bowl this year. It wasn't so much the offense. You look at Josh Allen, at home, can't lose, right? This is the turning point. No, man. The Chiefs kept battling and battling, causing turnovers, interceptions. That defense, they won that game too. And then you look at Lamar in Baltimore. No way Baltimore is going to lose. They're the best team. I knew at the beginning of that game Baltimore didn't have a chance. I know a lot of people are going to call bullshit on that. But, excuse my wording there, they didn't have a chance. Mahomes' team, that was my top play. It's just really hard. Lamar is not a proven winner. He hasn't proved anything in the playoffs to me, and he still hasn't. Josh Allen hasn't, and Tua's the new guy, so we'll see how he did. But those 3 games right there, now we go to Purdy. Is not a proven quarterback. I've seen a lot of mistakes made against teams that weren't that good. Detroit was a pretty good team, right? Green Bay wasn't that great of a team. The matchup really favored, the 49ers at home defense. They gave up 52 points in those 2 games. Purdy made mistakes. Luckily, the defense was able to hold these mediocre teams. Yeah, Detroit's a upper echelon offense. I do understand that, but they're not a Kansas City Chief team. So there's so many factors here. I think it's not going to be up to Mahomes and Kelsey, and the coaching staff. But that defensive coaching staff is what's really going to make this game what it is. I do believe. I like the under. Put a little bit on the under. Most of my money will go on the Chiefs +2. I already got it locked in. I'm going to see if it shifts a little bit. I might buy up to 3 just in case, but I really don't think the Chiefs are going to lose this game. But remember, it's how a football bounces sometimes. That could be the outcome of the game. So that being said, it is the two best teams, right? I do believe it. I do think that, no doubt in my mind, Kansas City was falling a little bit at the end of the season. But Andy Reid, he's just one of those guys. He didn't panic and win the games that you're supposed to win, right? Like I would say in the regular season, and everybody's like, oh, Kansas City's favored by 12 or 15, or another great team is favored by a ton of points. No way they'll lose. You have to ask yourself these questions. We'll go into the next season asking these questions. If that team in that particular week loses that game, can they still make the playoffs? And if the answer is yes, then any team could lose at any time. It's the games that I like at the beginning of the season, those great teams, especially that Cincinnati Bengals team that loses those games at the beginning of the season like they do every year, and then you start hitting them hard. It was unfortunate that Burrow got hurt, but going back to the Super Bowl, I like the Chiefs a lot, man. I'm gonna stick with it. Until Mahomes has proven me wrong, they've beaten this team. I was actually on the other side of the ball when I took the 49ers when they played them in the couple Super Bowls ago. The 49ers were leading at halftime. Mahomes found a way to win. This 49ers defense, Andy Reid knows what to expect here. He's a smarter coach. Shenanigans. Shanahan, he tends to overthink stuff sometimes. And if you look at Andy Reid, he's already made a decision 3 plays ahead. So that being said, when the game's on the line, there's no other coach in the league I would like to see have the ball on a winning drive than Andy Reid. No other quarterback I like to see right now in the NFL. If the team's down, and that's if the team's down. If the team's up, no worries. If the team's down, still have a chance. I do believe if the 49ers fall down in this game, they won't be able to come back and win it like they did the last 2 games. They're slower starters. So that being said, all the arrows, all the checks go in the Chiefs box here. I'm really surprised that they're underdogs here. I thought it'd be more of an even game. Even the Chiefs favored by a couple. I do realize, a lot of people want to see the 49ers win, and I get it. I'm a 49ers guy too. I mean, that's not my favorite team, but I like to see them win. Prove me wrong. Win the Super Bowl. I'm still up for the season. It's all good. I'm going to be partying with the family, watching the game. I'm a winner already, no matter what the score is. So thanks for tuning in this season, guys. And make sure you drop into bestsportspickstoday.com and check it out. We'll have a revamped update and more NBA games coming. So I'll see you on the next turn, and I'll see you next season too. Peace out.